So, coming back to Vivatech, I think there were a lot of interesting things that we saw there. But what was the most impressive technology innovation that you saw and observed?
Was really touched by the talent. I'm not really sure like what was actually the full name of the panel, but it was about like searching the talents. I actually asked the question, but it was about the artificial intelligence and how it can help us to actually find the talents in the corporations or in the companies, because nowadays we have LinkedIn, we have also headhunters, we have other different kind of softwares or applications that are helping you to find your job, or even if you are the headhunter looking for the talents, then you know your tools. But how the artificial intelligence will be leveraged in this sense is really interesting. And my question for the panelists was if the artificial intelligence will not make it too black and white, because I know that, for example, my career in the past was really turbulent, so I went really from one field to another, and even though like I was in different kind of fields, I always did in the field of technology, but just applying it in the different fields, which makes it really complex. But on the other hand, I cannot imagine that I would be evaluated by artificial intelligence and artificial intelligence would put me in the box, like this person is the best for example, I don't know, like washing dishes or like making user experience or something like this. I just cannot imagine how this would work in the future. Artificial intelligence is still trained on the data and is following some kind of algorithm which can make also harm to our society to put us in the different boxes. So in this sense, I had quite critical mindset, but the speakers really nicely answer my questions. Yeah, artificial intelligence is more and more getting into job hunting and also the recruitment. However, we should use definitely carefully and also with the supervision of the human. We should not think about that the artificial intelligence should substitute people. Even if it's substituting people, there should be the supervision of the human and the double check if everything works right from the perspective of the human, because at the end, if artificial intelligence would evaluate you as a great engineer for working on the new SpaceX satellite, and you have it in your CV, but it's actually not your path where you want to continue, because in the past you were working in this field like for 10 years and now you are more interested in let's say animals, and you want to get more into the nature and find more job like calm and not really on the big level, then like artificial intelligence can misinterpret it in this sense.
Yeah, no, indeed, I agree. And it all comes back down again to having AI as your co-pilot and not your sole pilot. I also like what you mentioned at the last, right? That people are also looking for opportunities in their careers, where companies need to pay attention to what values are driven for the people that are looking for a job. It's no longer the employer that defines that an employee needs to be fitting into a certain profile, but actually the employee is going to look for an employer with certain values. So like the three things that stood out to me was like the artificial intelligence and other emerging technologies, the cobiotics, but then also the sustainable technologies. And I think here we also heard something really cool with respect to decarbonization, which I never really heard about before, which was CCS and CCU, which stands for carbon capture storage and carbon capture utilization. And these were actually apparently two streams that are, from my perspective, it seemed to me that they were like in a competition, even though they kind of work towards the same goal, which is decarbonization of our atmosphere to help bring our planet to a more sustainable level. And I think you need a combination of both to achieve that result. So I really like that also one of your core values is the sustainability aspect of it.
Yes, definitely. I pay attention to it because I think that the climate change is really serious right now, and that we as a civilization sometimes we don't do enough together in this aspect, and we are rather getting backwards. But I would say that the sustainability is really crucial in every aspect of your entrepreneurship. Even though if you are already running business and you are not actually taking into consideration the sustainability, then you might have a really serious problem in the future, because we just should take this into consideration. But my favorite technology that I saw in a Vivatech from the point of sustainability,
The project was called Destiny.
which was about actually taking on the board more than 200 people of the plane, and it was even faster than the sound, which actually is now in the loop of being a startup. So they are now actually trying to getting the value and revenue to actually then finance kind of project, but there are already research is done regarding this technology, and we can really look forward for this kind of solution in the future, which would make also the travel for the people more affordable, but also more faster. I mean, like faster than the sound. I think it was faster than the sound, right?
Yeah.
Your engineering perspective might be valued in this, but
Yes.
yeah, I was really surprised by this innovation and the ambition, because I'm still a person who is actually taking planes, but not that I would be like dependent on it or it would be more comfortable, but it's rather more affordable, especially when I am a young professional. I still didn't find that the trains in the European Union would be affordable for the young people. So usually I'm looking first at the train. So if I can go from Brussels to, let's say, Amsterdam, or from Brussels to Frankfurt or some another place, or even Prague when I'm coming back home, how much are prices for a train? And usually it's much more expensive than the plane. So I yet didn't find that it would be more affordable option for me to take the train so far.
Cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo para dar la alegría y cosa buena. Dala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, dala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo para dar la alegría y cosa buena. Dala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, Macarena.
No, don't do it, I'm a boyfriend.